So what did you miss at Jubilee today? Well, we danced. We danced. Some of us danced physically. I did. Some of us danced in our chairs. Some of us danced in our minds. Some of us danced in our hearts. But today was about the dance. Today we danced. We engaged in Scripture, and we heard the story of David bringing the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem, and how he danced. He has just been ascended the throne. He's the king. He has all the support. He brings the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem, and he dances naked, but for his apron. And his wife, Michal, despises him in her heart when she sees it. And we talked a little bit about David. We talked about the ups and downs of David's life and his relationship with God, and some of the horrific things that he did, and some of the glorious things that he did, and his constant struggle. And we learned a few things. We also heard about Herod having John the Baptist beheaded. His daughter-in-law danced before him. We know her as Salome, and he was so taken by this that he promised her anything that she would ask, even half his kingdom. And she decided she wanted the head of John the Baptist. Now you understand that John had been criticizing Herod, and Herod had recognized that he was a holy man. He could feel a connection, but he wasn't really open to the criticism. And so rather than kill him, as his wife had suggested, he locked him up. Shut him up, put him away. But Salome has the chance to get rid of John the Baptizer, and it happens. So I say we danced today because we talked about dancing. We talked about how David danced, and we talked about how Herod, I suspect, never danced. We talked about the things that happen when we dance as children, or when we dance in a community tribal dance. We dance when we share history. We dance when we feel at home in our bodies. We dance when we feel free. Sometimes we dance when we hurt, and there's an intimacy to it. We talked of the many ways that we dance, and how David, as horrific as some of the things that will happen in his 40-year reign, we talked about how he probably always danced, and how Herod never danced. We talked about the dancing that comes when we're alone, but we're just happy. We talked about the dancing that comes when we are sad and lost, but we still know that we're not alone. And we recognize that dancing is a way that we celebrate our humanity, but also God's presence. And again, that sense that even when it looks like we're alone, we have a partner. We have a universe, a God, a community that dances with us, sometimes leading, other times following, sometimes guiding, other times just embracing. That's what we did today. We celebrated the embrace of community, the embrace of God, and we danced. And we recognized that if we could choose, we would rather be David than Herod. Not because Herod did horrible things and David did wonderful things. No, they both have a whole mix of things, pressures and hurts and stresses and tensions that we can barely imagine. But through it all, David continually looks back to God, listens for God, repents and tries again. Herod, on the other hand, he shuts down the things of which he is afraid. He confronts nothing. He, in a sense, hides. David dances. Herod does not dance. And in the end, we decided that we're people who want to dance. So although you weren't with us to dance today, please accept our invitation to dance. We'd love to dance. I'd love to dance with you. And go out and dance. And I say go out of your heart and dance. If you're by yourself, dance. If you are in community, dance. Dance because you're free. Dance because even though it hurts, you're not alone. Dance because you can. You are wonderfully, gloriously created as part of community, as part of this diverse, wonderful creation. Dance because you can. And hopefully when you dance, you'll find yourself over here sooner than later. because we miss you and we'd like to see you. Until we do, God bless.